Echo. I never used to be one of those people who talk to themselves. You know, the kind narrating their actions under their breath like some weird DIY audiobook. That wasn't me. I kept my thoughts in my head where they belonged. Until one night I heard them. It started in the kitchen. I'd just gotten home from work. Late. Again. I was microwaving leftovers, zoning out while the machine hummed. That's when I heard it. A voice. Close. Too close. Microwave. Leftover chicken. Again. I turned around so fast I nearly dropped my plate. No one there. It wasn't just a voice. It was my voice. Same inflection, same rhythm. The exact tone I use when I'm disgusted with myself but pretending to joke about it. I knew it immediately. Came from behind me. But I hadn't said anything. I stood there, staring at the spot between the fridge and the countertop, like maybe I'd find a speaker. Or a mouth. But there was nothing. Just the hum of the microwave and my own reflection in the black oven glass. I didn't sleep well that night. Tossed and turned until 2 or 3 a.m. When I did drift off, I dreamed I was trapped in a glass box, watching myself move around the apartment. I tried to scream, but the other me didn't notice. Just walked through the rooms, narrating everything I'd ever regretted. The second time, it came from the closet. I was brushing my teeth before bed, bleary-eyed, half asleep, when I heard it. You forgot the email. She's going to notice. The voice came from inside the hall closet. Whispered, but clear. I spat out toothpaste, heart thudding. Opened the door. Coats. Vacuum. Cleaning supplies. No phone, no speaker, no recorder. Just my own heavy breathing. I stood there in silence for a long time, then closed the door and whispered out loud, "What the hell?" Then, from behind me, somewhere in the walls, came my voice again. "You don't want to know." That was the beginning. It wasn't every night, but it was always unexpected, always somewhere new, always my voice. In the sink drain, "You're avoiding her calls again." From beneath the bed, "Your body's tired, but your brain won't shut up." I like it. Behind the bathroom mirror, "You look like someone trying to be human." It wasn't repeating things I'd said. It was repeating things I'd thought, or things I hadn't admitted I was thinking. And slowly, it started to say things I'd never thought. Things that felt inserted. "You never loved her. You just liked being chosen. What if you're not the real one? You talk to yourself because no one else listens." I started recording myself. Audio recorder. Phone apps. Hours of footage. Nothing. Just background noise, apartment creaks, faint street traffic. Until one night, 2:17 a.m., I caught it. A whisper. Just one line, but clear. "I'm in the wall this time." In my voice, but with something else. Like static just under the surface, too faint to isolate. That was when I started unplugging everything. TV, Alexa, speakers, even the microwave. Nothing with a mic or a speaker stayed in the apartment. Didn't matter. The voice didn't need help. I started hearing it in public. One afternoon in a coffee shop, I heard my own voice say, "She's going to spill that. You're going to flinch." Seconds later, a woman knocked over her drink. I flinched. Another time, walking past a construction site, I heard from inside a steel pipe, "You're going to die with no one next to you." I laughed it off, but my skin went cold. It knew. I told my friend Mark. He's an audio engineer, and more importantly, he's heard me rant about insomnia and paranoia before without calling a shrink. He said, "That's not unheard of. There's something called doppelganger auditory hallucinations." "But it's accurate," I said. "It knows things." He was quiet for a second. "Maybe that's worse." Then things escalated. I was on a Zoom call for work, camera off, mic muted, just listening to some mid-level manager droning on about onboarding KPIs. I leaned back in my chair, bored. Suddenly, from my laptop speakers, came my voice. "He's lying. They're cutting the team." I jolted, checked the mute, audio settings, everything normal. The voice had cut in for just a second, enough to slip between the call audio. And then, silence. Nobody else reacted. They hadn't heard it. Only me. That night, I woke up at 2:17 a.m. again, like clockwork. Only this time I wasn't in bed. I was standing in the bathroom, staring at the mirror. I had no memory of getting up. My hand was on the sink. The lights were off, and in the dark reflection, I saw my face move a second too late, like a bad lip sync, or a mimic trying to keep up. And then I heard it not from the mirror, from inside my own mouth. "You're a good puppet," I screamed. The voice screamed with me, in unison, in harmony, same voice, same pitch, only it laughed at the end. I did not. The next morning I left, packed a bag and started crashing at friends' places again. Gave a fake excuse, broken waterline. No one questioned it. But even away from home, it followed. At Mark's place, while I was brushing my teeth, I heard my voice whisper from his bedroom, "This is mine now, too." At Emily's house, her dog growled at me all night. Not barked, growled, low and steady, watching me from the corner. When I finally went to sleep, I dreamed the dog opened its mouth and said, in my voice, "Your fear tastes familiar." Then came the night it spoke through someone else. I was in a grocery store, just zoning out, comparing 2 jars of pasta sauce like it mattered. A guy next to me, maybe 50, glasses, flannel shirt, mumbled something under his breath. I thought I misheard, but then he looked at me, blinked slow, and repeated, "I've always hated the sound of your voice." In my voice. He smiled. Not his smile, my smile. Same twitch in the corner. Then he walked away. I dropped the sauce and left without buying anything. I stopped speaking after that. Completely. No greetings, no phone calls, no singing in the car, no muttered curses. I thought maybe if I don't use my voice, it'll forget how it sounds. But it didn't stop. If anything, the silence made it stronger. It started speaking for me to others. I get texts from friends saying, "That thing you said last night, are you okay?" Or, "I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't say anything. Something else did." 3 days ago, I went back home. I thought maybe I could reason with it, confront it. I turned off all the lights, sat in the middle of the living room. I whispered for the first time in days, "What do you want?" And from all around me, not one source but dozens, came my voice, layered, distorted, awful, loving, cruel. "I want to be remembered. I want to be in every mouth. I want to finish every sentence. I want to replace you. You invited me. You recorded me. You needed to hear it. You needed me. You are me." Then silence. Then finally, you listened. That was all I needed. Last night, I woke up gasping, heart pounding. But I wasn't alone. There were recordings playing. My voice looped, saying fragments of old conversations, voicemail greetings, arguments, apologies. But not from any device. From the air. From the space above my bed, under my floorboards, inside the walls of my skull. One line stood out, playing over and over. "I'm still you, even now." Today, my phone rang. The contact name said me. I didn't answer. I let it go to voicemail. The transcription came through 10 seconds later. Just one sentence. "You'll speak again, and when you do, I'll be louder." I don't know if anyone else can hear it yet. I think it chooses who can. But I know this. If you ever hear your own voice somewhere it shouldn't be, in a reflection, a hallway, a stranger's mouth, do not answer. Do not speak back. Because once you do, you're part of the echo, and the echo never stops listening.